Hi everyone, and welcome to another Baxter Student Ambassador Program webinar. Presenting for us this time is Robyn Bossons, one of our BSAP finalists from Capilano University. Hi Robyn, how are you?
I'm great, how are you?
I'm great, thanks. So just before we get started, I'd like to quickly introduce a few of the people attending today's webinar. We have Stephanie Wells, co-chair of the School of Tourism Management at Capilano University, and Dennis Smith from SCAL Canada. Doris Phillips from the Travel Corporation is viewing the webinar as well. Here at Baxter Media, we have Wendy McClung, Ashley Rochford, and I'm Dan McDonald. So for everyone viewing today's webinar on the computer, if you have any questions during the presentation, just type them into the Q&A box found in your Zoom toolbar, and those questions will be answered after the presentation has finished. Okay, Robyn, if you'd like to go ahead and share your screen, you can start whenever you're ready.
Okay.
There we go.
All right, are you able to see and hear everything okay?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, then I'll get started. So hello everyone, thank you so much for tuning into my webinar today. My name is Robyn and my webinar is going to be selling CONTIKI to travel agents with a focus on their tour offerings in Thailand. Before we get started, I'll quickly go over the agenda for my presentation. First, I'll tell you a little bit about myself, and then I'll introduce to you the CONTIKI brand and Thailand as a destination. Then I will get into CONTIKI's various tour offerings that include travel to Thailand and tell you about how these tours are sold and how selling CONTIKI can be beneficial to both agents and their clientele. So I thought I'd tell you a bit about myself to begin. So my name is Robyn Bossons and I'm 22 years old. I have lived in Vancouver my whole life and I am currently in my final semester of my Bachelor of Tourism Management degree at Capilano University, where I'm one of the presidents of the Tourism and Outdoor Recreation Student Association. But above all else, I am absolutely obsessed with anything travel and adventure related. To give you a bit of an idea of what I'm all about, I've included 2 pictures of some of my most recent adventures here. So on the left, that's me at Machu Picchu after completing the Inca Trail this past July. And on the right, that's me exploring a cave in Cuba. So jumping right into it, I'll give you an orientation of who CONTIKI is as a brand. And I really think this image sums it up quite well. So in a nutshell, CONTIKI creates group travel experiences for the young, wild, and free. They have over 300 trips spanning 6 continents, and these trips are specifically for 18 to 35-year-olds. Everything CONTIKI does revolves around the hashtag no regrets, and they believe that you only get one life, so you better make it count. You'll really see this hashtag come to life in the itineraries I'll be discussing later, as well as from lots of the images of CONTIKI tours throughout the webinar. So I don't think you can really talk about CONTIKI without talking about the story behind it, which is really awesome. So CONTIKI got its start when founder John Anderson, who's pictured on the left there, arrived in London ready to explore Europe. So he was traveling alone and he didn't have much money, so he created a plan to put a deposit on a minibus and gathered a group of people to travel with. So they spent about 12 weeks exploring Europe, and at the end of the trip, John attempted to sell the minibus, but was unsuccessful, and CONTIKI was born again in the spring of 1962 when he decided to just go with it and promote the Europe tour again. So the first tours were booked by 19 to 29-year-olds, which is how the tradition of CONTIKI being for young travelers started. And on this slide, you can see some of the posters from when they first started doing tours to New Zealand, which is Anderson's home country, in 1981, and America in 1982, which I thought was really cool. So I've mentioned that CONTIKI creates travel experiences for young travelers, but I'll tell you a bit more about who typical CONTIKI travelers are. So of CONTIKI travelers, 55% are traveling solo and 50% are traveling for the first time. I think this really shows how established CONTIKI is as a brand, as people are clearly trusting them with trips that are a bit out of their comfort zone, and they know they can meet a lot of like-minded individuals on these trips. So the average age of a CONTIKI traveler is 26. 55% of the travelers are female, and they come from over 50 countries. Since CONTIKI was founded, over 2 million people have traveled with the company. Next, I'll be giving you a bit of background on Thailand and why it is a destination that appeals to millennials. So Thailand is a Southeast Asian country that's known for its tropical beaches, gorgeous royal palaces, ancient ruins, and ornate temples displaying figures of Buddha. So for a lot of younger travelers, Thailand's famous full moon parties are also a huge draw. So the 5 most popular tourist destinations I have here up on the screen are Bangkok, Chiang Mai, Pattaya, Koh Samui, and the Phi Phi Islands. So Bangkok is the very modern capital of Thailand that's known for its grand palace, its canals, and its nightlife, amongst many other things. Chiang Mai is a northern Thai city with stunning Buddhist temples and its famous hill country nearby. Pattaya is a resort area on the Gulf of Thailand that is popular for beaches, water sports, nightlife, and the Sanctuary of Truth Shrine. Koh Samui is a tropical Thai island known for its beaches, luxury resorts, and the Big Buddha Temple. And finally, the Phi Phi Islands are very well known for their beaches as well as snorkeling and seaside resorts. So here I have some statistics that showcase how massive the tourism industry is in Thailand. So in 2017, they welcomed over 35 million tourists, which was an increase from the already huge 32 million that they had in 2016. Tourism accounts for approximately 19.3% of Thailand's GDP, and in 2016, it became the 9th most visited destination in the world and the 2nd most visited in the Asia Pacific. In 2016, Bangkok was also ranked first on Euromonitor International's list of top city destinations. So Asia in general is also a travel region that is experiencing a lot of growth. So a lot of this growth is due to rising incomes, the introduction of low-cost air transport, and China's growing outbound market. The top destinations in Asia are China, Thailand, and Malaysia. And out of the 4 sub-regions in Asia, Southeast Asia is the fastest growing. So in Asia, international tourist arrivals are expected to increase by 3.3% every year until 2030. So I visited a few articles about why young travelers enjoy traveling to Thailand, and these were some of the common responses. So many said that traveling to Thailand was very low cost compared to other destinations and that the nightlife was amazing. Many also enjoy the combination of beaches, cities, highlands, jungles, and other landscapes all being available to them in one country. They also consider both the tourists and the locals very friendly and note that Thailand is a great location for visiting neighboring countries as well. Young travelers also feel very safe traveling to Thailand, and this had a lot to do with how friendly all the locals are. So now on to the fun part, which is talking about the different touring offerings that CONTIKI has in Thailand. So CONTIKI has 6 tours that involve travel to Thailand that I will be highlighting for you today. So they have the Thai Island Topper East, the Thai Island Topper West, the Northern Thai Highlights, the Bangkok to Singapore Adventure, the Asian Adventure, and the Big Indo-China Adventure. So I'm going to be touching on all of these, but I will be focusing on the first 4 as they are the most Thailand specific. So it's important to note what's included with all these tours before I outline them for you. So the prices that are going to be listed on these slides do vary depending on when you book your trip, but these are the most recent prices. And these prices include all accommodations, breakfast every day, plus some additional authentic and delicious meals. They include all of the transport within the tour, an experienced team of CONTIKI staff, and of course the hashtag no regrets inclusion that cover all of the must-see attractions and tours in each destination. There are also a selection of optional free time add-ons available to travelers, as CONTIKI recognizes that free time is something really important to millennials. So the first tour that CONTIKI offers in Thailand is the Thai Island Hopper East. This is an 8-night trip that appeals to travelers who describe themselves as the sailing, cruise, and beach travel style. Activities on this trip include lots of snorkeling, swimming, sunbathing, and stargazing. The theme of this trip is nightlife and island vibes, and visits Koh Samui, Koh Tao, and Koh Phangan, which is where the full moon party originated. So this tour receives awesome reviews, one of which stated that the tour was the best 9 days of her life. And this was actually a common comment in the reviews. Lots of people were saying the same thing. So similarly, there is also the Thai Island Hopper West, which covers a different set of picturesque Thai islands. So this trip is 7 nights and also embodies the theme of nightlife and island vibes. So it visits Phuket, Koh Phi Phi, and Krabi. One reviewer described this trip as such an amazing trip filled with must-see destinations. Highlights include the crazy nightlife and the insanely beautiful beaches. So the next tour appeals to a different travel style, and it is the Northern Thai Highlights Tour. This 7-night tour is for Contiki travelers that consider themselves in-depth explorers. Activities on this tour include staying overnight in a jungle hotel, learning to cook authentic Thai cuisine, visiting the Wat Arun Golden Temples, biking tours, and much more. So I really liked this review that Dylan Panton wrote about this trip. I think it really says a lot about how well Contiki takes care of their guests. And he said, it was a fun, stress-free, easy adventure. Contiki took care of all the organization so I could learn more about the country, let loose, and enjoy great company. The next tour is a bit longer, it's 13 nights, and this is the Bangkok to Singapore Adventure, and it's targeted towards young travelers that fall into the discoverer travel style that want to see it all, and they describe it as from slick cities to lush jungles. This tour begins in Bangkok and visits 8 destinations before reaching Singapore. This tour is for those looking to strike that perfect balance between action and adventure and relaxation in both cities and nature. So like all the others, this tour receives excellent reviews, with one reviewer describing the trip as a fantastic balance of adventure and chillaxing, iconic attractions and hidden gems, no regrets. So the last 2 tours are the Big Indo-China Adventure and the Asian Adventure. Both of these are also targeted towards the discoverer Contiki travel type and receive fantastic reviews. The Asian Adventure is 15 nights and visits 3 countries, Thailand, Laos, and Cambodia. The Big Indo-China Adventure is really exciting as it's 26 nights long, visiting Thailand, Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia. This trip includes flights in between destinations and features activities like fishing with locals in Vietnam, being blessed by monks in Thailand, exploring limestone caves in Laos, and visiting Cambodia's Angkor Wat in a tuk-tuk. I think this tour is a great option for first-time travelers to Asia, especially. I know I mentioned the reviews of these tours quite a bit, but I wanted to point out that the lowest rating that any of these tours got on the Contiki website was a 4.6 out of 5 stars, and that every single one is rated excellent on Tour Radar. Contiki really has their Thailand trips down to a science, which really comes across in the reviews. Many reviewers mention by name how amazing their Contiki trip leaders were, and lots of them compliment the company's organizational skills. So now that you know about all the different tours offered in Thailand, I'll show you a bit about how easy it is to sell Contiki tours and explain their value to both agents and customers. So Contiki has this awesome new agent website, which was designed specifically to be clear and easy to use for both new users and experienced agents. So the Contiki agent website allows agents to explore the entire Contiki trip range with up-to-date pricing and availability and information throughout. It allows you to browse all available deals, book trips for customers, manage bookings, obtain information about all the latest agent incentives, and it even offers marketing support as well as the ability to order Contiki brochures for your store. On the screen here, I've included 2 different screenshots of what agents can expect from the website. So the left shows a typical booking screen that's very easy to use, and the right shows a typical trip summary page that does a great job of summarizing the itinerary of the trip and allows you to check availability and easily book or hold the trip for a client by simply pressing the book or hold button. There's also a contact us button that makes it very easy to get in touch with a Contiki representative if you have any questions or concerns regarding a tour. So these pages, as you can see, even include maps and photos that you can show your customers before they book to give them a good idea of what their trip will look like. So in order to ensure that all agents are completely comfortable and knowledgeable about Contiki products, Contiki has introduced a great online training program called Contiki U. So Contiki U has various training modules on topics such as the Contiki brand and history, in-depth training on trips and destinations, including some destination-specific modules, and selling tips targeted towards millennials. So this program is completely optional to agents, but a representative from Contiki informed me that typically their top selling agents have completed the Contiki U program. One of the most exciting aspects of this program is that by completing at least 2 webinars, agents receive access to an exclusive incentive program. So here is a table I created displaying the various prizes that are available to Contiki agents. I won't mention all of them, but you can see that once agents sell 10 trips, they're eligible for a free Contiki trip of their own. At 20 trips, they can even start receiving tours for them and a guest. As you can see, there are some huge incentives here, including cash prizes that really add personal value to selling Contiki. And that t-shirt on the left there is an example of some of the cool Contiki swag that agents are eligible to receive as well. So besides the awesome incentives program, there are many reasons why selling Contiki is beneficial. First, it is a great millennial-specific package option to offer clients. Contiki is also extremely flexible with trip changes and cancellations. Customers are even able to postpone their trip at no added cost, which is a great value add to customers, and it also reduces a lot of the stress that agents endure while planning trips for clients. The trips are also great value for clients. Lots of the reviews mention that you really get a lot for your money. And Contiki offers competitive commission rates and incentive programs, and the tours are extremely easy to book. So in addition to all of these reasons, Contiki tours are currently in line with many current trends in the tourism industry. First, there's currently a massive millennial travel market. Millennials are expected to actually soon surpass baby boomers in overall travel spending. Package holidays are also currently on the rise as people have very limited time for trip planning. Solo travel is also becoming increasingly popular, especially for female tourists. And as I mentioned earlier, Contiki tours are comprised of 55% solo travelers. The idea of travel 3.0 is also really big right now. So this is the idea that travelers are seeking authentic participatory experiences rather than cookie cutter tourism experiences. So this is especially true for millennial travelers. And Contiki really stresses authenticity in everything that they do, and lots of their tours include things like authentic culinary experiences and interactions with local people. And as I mentioned earlier in the presentation, Asian travel is really on the rise right now, so that makes Thailand an even better destination to be promoting with Contiki. So overall, these trends show that there is a big demand for Contiki tours. So that is all that I have for you today. I hope this presentation really showed the value that Contiki has for agents and their clients, and that Thailand is a super exciting destination to promote with Contiki. Thank you so much for listening, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you very much, Robyn.
Oh, you're welcome.
So if anyone has any questions they'd like to submit to Robyn, just type them into either the chat box or the Q&A box, and I can read them out.
Hi, Robyn. It's Ashley from Baxter. That was a great presentation. Thank you. Just wondering, you're graduating this year. So what's your dream job after graduation? What do you hope to do?
So I am actually applying for another program at Capilano University, which is the documentary filmmaking program. So my dream is to create travel films. So I'm going to go for that, hopefully starting in September.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you for the question.
Thanks, Robyn. Jenny says, lovely imagery. I want to go back to Thailand. You've obviously done your research. Great work. Which Contiki do you want to do, and why did you choose Contiki?
The Contiki tour that I think I am the most interested would be the big Indochina adventure. So I chose Thailand as my destination of focus because it's somewhere I've never been, but I've always wanted to. And I've actually never been anywhere in Asia at all. I think the big Indochina adventure is a great introduction to Asia, and I'm actually considering it potentially as a grad trip. So Contiki is a company that we definitely talk about a lot in our classes at Capilano University, so I was really excited to get this as my topic for my webinar.
Excellent, thanks. And Dennis from SCAL Canada says, very dynamic and well presented. No questions from me.
Oh, thank you very much.
We'll allow another 30 seconds or so, just in case questions occur to anybody else. So I do believe that's it for the questions, but I'd like to thank everybody that attended the webinar today. Thanks so much for taking time out of your day to listen in. And Robyn, thanks so much for your great presentation.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks so much for this opportunity.
And from everyone here at Baxter Media, we'd like to thank you for participating in the 2018 Baxter Student Ambassador Program, and we shall be in touch.